Hello, friends. What are we going to talk about? The Olympics are over. I know what we could talk about: politics. In fact, I believe the spectacle of two people running for office of the presidency far rivals the spectacle of the Olympics. First of all, they spend a much longer time doing it. And I have to tell you, the background that goes into this, the scandals, what he said, what he didn't say, what he's going to say, and the thousands of hours on TV and talk radio. And this is going on for months, and now the tempo will only increase. So, we have to wait 4 years for Olympics. We have to wait 4 years for an election of the presidency. I vote election of the presidency. I think it's much more fascinating. I say that, of course, with tongue-in-cheek. But the reality is that this election in particular, but in general, people running for office in the country is taken rather seriously by the average person. I mean, we are truly unique in terms of this wonderful democracy that number one, we've never had a king in this country. We've always had a say in our government. Another interesting, and I believe I mentioned it in the past, we've never had a religious war, whether it be Christianity against Islam or one type of ism against another. Because essentially there's a basic decency and goodness in America, and that is that people should be respected as individuals, and individuals are important. And nowhere do we see this more open when billions, but tens of millions of dollars are spent so someone could get my vote. I mean, if you ever need to be patted on the back to tell you that you are important, just watch the ads and listen to the way the candidates speak. They want you to vote for them. And without you voting for them, they won't make it. And truthfully, I don't know in history of a time when a simple laborer has the same vote as a very, very important wealthy financier. Whether the unemployed or the employed, the accomplished and the less than accomplished, men, women, people over voting ages, all of them have the same vote. That's pretty impressive. And therefore, I believe that it's really quite an important concept to consider. Who should I vote for? Now, I know it's very un-American to say who you should vote for. So I'd like to sketch for you a background. And you, of course, will fill in the appropriate blanks as you feel correct. Number one, we all know this is a government of the people and by the people and for the people, which essentially means that our congressmen and senators, including the judges, and even the great president himself, they're working for me. They're working for you because they represent our interests. They represent what they represent our, in a sense, hopes and aspirations as well. But this wonderful democracy and this concept of every person having a vote and one person's opinion, one person's vote is to be considered with the same gravity and seriousness as someone else's opinion and someone else's vote leads us to an obvious difficulty. People vote not for what is best for the country necessarily, but human nature, this is just a fact, it's neither good nor bad. We are selfish. We see the world through our lens, through our perspective. And if I want someone who's going to be instrumental in creating laws and enforcing laws, I want someone that will be of greatest benefit to me. Now, not always is what is of benefit to me is of benefit to my community. I mean, even in San Francisco, there's much heated debate about bike lanes. Here we have people that ride bicycles and want to be treated as equal partners on the road. And then we have those that drive cars and claim that they need more space and they have a greater need. And actually, both are legitimate. Each one represents a legitimate need and desire, and each one can marshal proofs. How are we ever going to resolve this? I don't know. But I mean, it's as clear as the sun that every person that's going to vote is going to vote because there's something about that candidate that appeals to his self-interest. But is it proper to create a leader based on many people's self-interest? This question becomes even more thought-provoking. Let's assume for a moment that whatever candidate it is, whether it be a community council leader or whether it be a senator or perhaps even a governor or a president, and he knows that he just came in literally by a tiny, tiny majority. But once he's in office, he realizes that the platform that he ran on, which actually appealed to all of these people, is not really correct. Either the circumstances have changed, maybe he's privy to new information. Now he's in a dilemma. I have to please my constituency. I'm working for them. They voted for me. I'm their employee. I can't go against their self-interest. On the other hand, I represent a group, a community, a city, a state, a country. Can I allow myself to be influenced by narrow interests? And this is a true dilemma. How do we solve this?